Welcome back to the newsroom here at France 24. James Creedon is here to give us our daily dose of Media Watch. Good to see you, James.
Good evening, Laura.
We're going to start with Gérard Depardieu. We can't get enough of this story, can we? Now, he quit France because he didn't want to pay 75% taxes on his huge fortune.
Yes.
And now he's going to live in Russia, apparently, because, well, we don't know if he's going to live there. But
we thought it was Belgium,
we
but
thought
now
it was
it's Russia.
Belgium, but Russia's a bit more exotic, perhaps. And he's been granted Russian citizenship, and he says he's delighted.
Well, we learned all of this from, in part because of a tweet that appeared on the official Kremlin Twitter page. Let's take a look at this tweet. Vladimir Putin signs order giving Gérard Depardieu Russian citizenship. So the Russians are certainly not being discreet about this. They're quite pleased at this catch.
But it's a bit of a nose up to France.
It is, and to Monsieur Hollande. I think he was pally with Sarkozy back in the day, Putin, and they've even hung out since he left office. Let's take a look at some visuals. Now, you see there, that's an ad that he participated in for an Armenian airline. He's done lots of stuff in former Soviet states, mainly Russia, for shops, for ketchup. Would you believe he's done ads for ketchup for a Russian bank called Sovietsky? Here he is at Kadyrov's birthday party in October last year. That's the Chechen dictator, for his 36-year birthday party.
The man with the pet tiger.
That's right, where he said "Glory to Kadyrov."
Oh, really?
So there you go. He likes the Soviet,
accused
the
of
former
huge
Soviet
human
states.
rights violations.
Right. So let's take a look online at the reaction. Right, you have lots of mock-ups of this on social media, including this picture of not a picture, it's a painting of what's his name?
Nice.
Depardieu.
Depardieu, yeah.
As a sort of a Russian bomb, I don't know.
Depardieuovsky.
Yeah, Depardieuovsky, exactly. And here we have Depardieu studying his new role as a Russian billionaire. That's a reference to
Khodorkovsky.
That's it.
Who's in jail. Yeah.
That's it.
Former CEO of Yukos, right?
That's it. Citizenship is the sacred right of the checkbook, pointing out that maybe his he's bought his way in, and somebody making an allusion to that with a sort of a gold and a gilded Russian passport. I don't think that's what a Russian passport looks like, actually. But anyway, I quite like this one saying, Depardieu must be the only Russian millionaire who is silly enough to have chosen Belgium over the Côte d'Azur, because of course the whole thing was he was meant to live in Belgium. It's all very confusing.
Maybe he just didn't like Belgium. He wasn't there very long, was he?
Well, it's just funny that this has actually happened. Here we have a mock-up, a fake Russian passport with I think a slightly outdated photo of Gérard Depardieu.
Yeah.
He's looking a little bit
In his
rougher
younger
around the
days.
edges these days. And here we have La nationalité russe, Russian nationality, has been given to Gérard Depardieu after a blood test. I think they're suggesting there that because he likes a tipple, and the Russians like a tipple, that he'd be feeling
he
at
might do
home
well there.
in Ruski land. And here we have what we were pointing to earlier, Gérardine Depardieuovsky, or whatever.
Depardieuovsky, comrade.
All sorts of variations of that on Twitter.
Lots of fun on the internet
Yes.
for that then. All right, let's move on. Huge row, been going on for a few decades now, hasn't
Yes.
it? Between Argentina and the UK over the Falkland Islands. Now, these are small islands. Argentina calls them the Malvinas.
That's it.
Britain calls them the Falklands.
So even in terms of the denomination,
the French call them les Malvines. You'd be
the
surprised
French are
to
like,
know.
well, we're going to stick with the Latin terminology. We agree with Argentina.
Absolutely. But the president of Argentina, Cristina Kirchner, has taken an ad out in a British
Yes.
newspaper, right? Saying,
Extraordinary.
you're colonialists.
That's it. I'll show you it. Let's take a look on the computer. Here is the full
The
page
Guardian?
ad in The Guardian,
Oh, what is it?
amongst others. No, let's go to the computer first.
No, computer first, you ruined it.
That's for later. Now, if basically she sent a letter to David Cameron, and it was published in The Guardian, right? And in the letter, she essentially said that Britain is still a colonial power, 30 years after the actual conflict in the Falklands, that it was time to put this issue back on the table, and so she was being pretty forceful about that. You had lots of reaction to it, including from this official Falklands Islands Twitter account, saying that The Guardian advert is an insult to Falklanders. And there was even an interaction with Jonathan Haynes of the Guardian's internet
How did that go?
webpage, saying, why did you publish this? Why is a British newspaper publishing something against British interests? So that's an interesting point, I suppose. You
What
also
did he
have.
say?
Well, he's saying, look, I think other papers have published it too, so
great.
give me a break kind of thing. You also have fake tweets from Elizabeth Windsor. That's not the real
That's not the
Elizabeth.
Queen.
And she's saying, thank you for your letter. Having given your request some thought, we'll hold on to the
You
Falklands.
cannot have them, no.
We're holding on to them. Also, if Cristina Kirchner wanted to whip up some nationalist sentiment because there are some problems back home, midterm elections, etc., she got some tweets, which was pretty much what she was looking for. People saying 180 years of English usurpation of our islands. A great and united country is always what we need to get past this colonial invasion. And then you have stuff like this in The Spectator saying Christina Kirchner forgets the most important people in the Falklands row, the islanders themselves.
Because they did a poll recently, didn't they? And 98.9% of them want to be British.
They seem to feel pretty British for the most part. Hands off the Falklands, no to Argentine imperialism. So you see, across the board, it was lots of reaction. I did find this one a little bit funny. I'm not saying I stand on either side of this debate, but attacks colonialism, wants to colonise the Falklands. So some people saying, well, what,
she's up for re-election, in the not too distant future, isn't she?
And there's some economic problems there as well. Now, what did I want to? That's it. Yeah.
Oh, the advert.
The advert. Let's play this advert.
This was got a glimpse of.
That's right. We had a little advanced preview. This was in the run-up to the London Olympics. Now, this guy is Fernando Zilberberg. He's a hockey player in Argentina. And here he is training for the Olympics on the Falkland Islands. And let's listen to the music. There was really rousing music with this piece, right?
The Globe Tavern.
That's right. And this is a war memorial, and he's training on the war memorial. That got a lot of controversy. And let's take a look at the text here at the end. It says, to compete on English soil, that's at the London Olympics, we train on Argentine soil.
Oh. But he was still allowed to take part.
He was still allowed to take part despite the controversy. And that was financed by Christina Kirchner's office. So there you go. It's controversial.
She's getting full guns, isn't she?
She certainly is. So it's a debate that comes back again and again.
James Creedon, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Laura.
That's it from Media Watch. It's time now for web news. And tonight we've got for you the bundle of joy awaiting American rapper Kanye West and his curvaceous girlfriend Kim Kardashian. We start with something else though, and that's the uncertainty of the health of the Venezuelan president Hugo Chavez. Here's web news.